Hello, beautiful, amazing, fantastic world, and you, wonderful, beautiful individual. Today, I would like to speak about sense of language, speech, and what we rationally would not necessarily call a sense, but is still a sense. The sense of self, the sense of warmth, and the sense of balance, or the sense of uprightness. And of course, the sense of self, which kind of highlights itself constantly when we are going out, meeting people, having different types of social relations with different types of people and individuals. You over time create yourself a flexibility within your own inner being. With the language you speak, your language becomes more tailored around how you feel and to be as truthful and as honest with yourself as possible. For when you do it alone, it well, it not bleeds over. It sounds like something ill, but it does convert over to social life and to real life too. So it is about not using your language to try to describe your thoughts, because your thoughts in more cases than not are shadow images. Now, emotions and feelings and also now will impulses. Emotions is more something that happens in real time, something that occurs now. So if you feel intense emotions, it's not like you can think about something else and it will disappear. One would have to either reconcile and come to terms with those emotions, or they will slowly but surely put itself down as a layer in our subconscious. So it is all about acknowledging, recognizing anything that might show up that the higher realms shows me and you, to allow ourselves to develop more and more both beautiful and precise, meticulous language, and the sense and feelings for the words behind the language. So you feel if the words are emotionally and, well, spiritually warmed up. That means you as an individual have, well, warmed up your own inner being so that you can speak out something beautiful. A beautiful, colorful, unique tone that only you can make. But you're part of a whole choir. Every single part of the human being is a huge choir, and each individual is participating towards the whole in the end. Of course, many people don't even know where we are going, although there have been many pointers in the centuries and millennia over the years. There have been a lot of preparation in place until the Christ came. And when he came, he fulfilled what the rituals in the ancient mysteries were symbolized. It happened in physical form, so every human being can, well, redeem themselves, grow to become Christ-like under his heart, under his love. It is about the more you follow certain specific spiritual beings, the more you become like them. And that is why the Christ united himself with his earth development, so we can become more sun-like on earth. Because he was the sun god, he was the sun deity of all ancient religions. And it is about understanding that he is still a, well, part of the deity, but he is united with the earth now, so we are meant to spiritualize this earth. Now, through language, through shaping your language and words around your emotions, allows you to be as truthful and as honest as you possibly can be, as possible as you can muster, because untruthfulness is not a karma we do want to have. It brings imbalance, it brings inner turmoil, because it is something that we shouldn't have done, right? That was just an example. Thou shalt not hold false witness. But it's the same with all the other guidelines. It is not something you force, but it is something you should consider following, because that everything today it has become normal to envy others and covet their stuff, and it has become almost unbridled, almost completely uncontrollable. It's all about holding to values, morals, sticking to a certain consistency with your character, with your personality, with your spirituality. That is when you strengthen your sense of self in relation to the whole world and connect more and more to the higher realms. But the higher realms is giving graces when we are invited into the spiritual world. You will be invited in when you are ready, when you are sufficiently prepared, and when you have thoroughly practiced enough to come to a new stage, the higher realms will show you. Today we do not need gurus or teachers or someone you wholly and fully give yourself up to so that they can teach you something. That trust was necessary in past incarnations. Today we are meant to find for ourselves. Of course, there is nothing wrong learning from others. That is more or less where we always learn from. But learn from the right peeps at least, and know their underlying intentions, because their intentions might not be as pure as we believe them to be. At the same time, they might be even purer. So one always has to be in the middle, seeing both the beautiful and the ugly. When I say beautiful and ugly, I mean what they feel like. Seriously, if you see someone bully another person, that looks ugly. That is obvious. That is aesthetic beauty and ugliness. That means everything you see morally with your senses is either beautiful or ugly. It's the same with, well, emotions, how you feel about it. So when you see someone do something kind, something good, something beautiful, you feel a certain warmth and a beauty about it. It is kind of a work of art, that action, that deed. On the other hand, if someone did the opposite, did something that oppresses, destroys, breaks down, and also, bullies, trying to dominate and oppress, are ugly. They are ugly as sin, and it is. I, for the life of me, refuse to partake in that, because you see, inner strength and sense of self does not come from physical might. It doesn't come from resources. It doesn't come from any outside experiences. It comes from within. When you strengthen your inner being, it is something you carry with you everywhere, anywhere, every time. So you can be flexible with it. If you need to be in a certain way at one time, you are still you. But you shape your thoughts, feelings, and will around you, so that it becomes more like the Christ, you, the higher realms. And the more you immerse yourself in it, the more you transform. The more you pay karma, the more they give you in rudimentary, in increments. They never overwhelm you unless it was a karmic debt that had to be paid there. And you know that it has happened, probably it has happened to you once or twice, or something earth-shaking. If it hasn't happened, then, oh, you have an experience to experience, I suppose, and overcome. But it is not about, trying to search for struggle and strife. It will find you, because your higher self constantly guides you through struggles and pains and experiences that allows you to strengthen and to purify and to develop and unfold your personality, your individual self, in compassion, love, morality, goodness, in language, in warmth, in the balance, in equilibrium. The equilibrium between the frivolous and the ignorant and the dancing around on roses, and on the other hand, life is all about working and toiling and production, and nothing is beyond that. No, we are a balance between them both. To have both, not the frivolous. You transform that to something good, to a childlike joy for the work, for the spiritual work. Something that you take with you after death. something that will last with you, not something that you only gain in this lifetime. It is too short-sighted. It won't last. You won't take any of it with you to the spiritual world. But your sense for morality, all of these spiritual faculties that I have mentioned, of course I mention only words to, point towards it, but if you do have the proper sense for the language I'm using, you get pictures, because I send you pictures, I send you images of what I am seeing, or certain things I am seeing, because you never show your final form. Just kidding. But I will leave you with this. Thank you so much for you being you, cultivating your own inner being and self, paying karma, clearing out the clutter, and transforming to something beautiful, something even more human. Because as we stand now, we are on the precipice between subhuman and human, between animal-like and human. That means pure, spiritual and animalistic. And we are in the middle there, because we have animal-like bodies with certain instincts, pains, and experiences that make it so that we react in certain ways if we haven't gone through it in a proper and a effective manner. But patience, it always takes time. It might even take a lifetime to heal. But the healing is real. The healing is clearing the karma. It's knowing yourself, getting to know yourself through the karma, and building human decency and love. And that I will leave you with. May Father, Holy Spirit, Christ, my God, ancient masters of old, ancestors from every incarnation, Godhead, Seraphim, Cherubim, thrones, Kyriadetes, Dynamis, Exousiae, Archai, Archangels and Angels, bless, protect, guide, and love you, and may you be provided for with all that you need to survive, live, and thrive, and be creative and inspirational, so others can become the same. You become a good example, as best as your ability can carry you. So, and the ability can expand, it does, with training and practice. You become better and better, and you cover more and more areas, and it snowball effects into all heaven. And that I will leave you with today. Love you, thank you. See you.